Day. The groom stands there gazing lovingly at his bride, whose name is Vine. She stands beside him lowering her head, while the priest is busy reciting the marriage vows. But the bride clutches her white dress tensely, as if she is melting by the fire. Because Vine's life isn't as good as we imagine, especially with her father. She does whatever he says, because she has no choice. And now she is doing it again, even though she doesn't wanna get married. Of course, her father forced her to marry him just because he is rich. Now she is standing at the altar in front of her soon-to-be husband. She is actually afraid to even get married because there is an important thing about her. She has a genophobia, which is a disorder marked by an intense fear of sexual activity or intimate relationships. This is the main reason why she didn't accept the marriage. She is just standing there bowing her head. Then Jay whispers something lovingly to her with a happy brightness on his face. They sat looking at her with a loving gaze, which made her peek at his face. Vine was silent for a moment. Then she slowly raised her head and looked at him, saying with a soft voice, "Thanks," awkwardly, as if forcing herself to say it. Hours later, Jay and Warren get into his car and drive to his house. During the car ride, he tries to talk to her, but she remains silent, creating an awkward situation for him. So he allows time for her to become comfortable with him. After 1 hour, they finally reach his home. Would you like some juice? He asked her while she was silently looking around. Yeah, thank you. Right? He walked into the kitchen and took juice from the fridge, pouring it into a glass. He then came back to her and said, "Here, have this." "Thank you." She takes the glass from Day's hand and drinks it. "Welcome. In the meantime, I will arrange your belongings, including clothes and makeup. I'll have everything set up in my room." May I help you with the stuff?" "No, I'm strong enough to carry your luggage." She didn't say anything. Then he headed to the car to get the luggage. After he arranged all things she needed, he took her to the bedroom. Looking around the simple bedroom, she felt it was nice. "Vine, go and freshen up. After freshening up, come downstairs." Saying this, he left the room, leaving her alone. After some time, she got ready and wearing a light pink blushed color boho dress. But instead of going downstairs as he said, she was thinking seriously about her disorder. Meanwhile, Tay was waiting for her in the dinner area. But even after 30 minutes had passed, she didn't come to him. So he went to the room himself to call her for dinner. "Will you come?" He stopped when he saw she was in that lightweight, simple dress with open red hair, standing near the window looking outside. He wanted to do something naughty with his wife. He sneaked into his own bedroom, hugged her from behind happily. She got scared and tried to push him, but when she heard him, she couldn't push and tried to act to be normal. "I got your wine." He was inhaling her wet hair, about to give a wet kiss on the back of her shoulder, while still hugging, but she interrupted it. Jay felt confused by her mixed up, tense, nervous tone. He even stopped, but he wasn't sure if she was shy, nervous, or maybe both. From his point of view, he considered her feelings as shyness because he believed she also liked him. Then he started kissing again. Don't be shy, Warren. Come on, let me have you. She is panicking as her heart is beating rapidly due to the disorder, trembling exclusively. When he left a kiss on her eyelid, she tried to suppress herself from revealing it, but suddenly his hand went to the back of her zipper to undress her. She was sweating and tried to jerk his hands away, but he wasn't paying attention. He was forcing her unknowingly and continuously pulled down the zipper of her dress while kissing her back. She tried to say no, but he took her words as shyness. He even held her arms with one arm pinning them above her head, trying to kiss her lips. Tears welled up in her eyes. Unfortunately, she couldn't control it anymore. She pushed him in fear, unknowingly screamed, stunning Tay in shock. I said no, right? Why don't you understand? I'm getting scared. She covered her mouth in shock as she tried to shake her head, realizing how she messed up. But Tay couldn't ask why, even though it's their first night. He remained silent, but what she said made him fall into a visible lava. I'm sorry, please don't tell my father. I'll try to cooperate with you. He didn't understand at all. She is the one who pushed him back. Now she is the one who is saying she will cooperate with him again. Oh shit. What she is also not understanding is what she is saying to him. As he himself embarrassed for a second, how can she consider him? He can have her even she doesn't want it. Hey, what are you saying? He asked her with a strange expression. Nothing, but please don't tell my father, she said as tears escaped from her eyes, which made his heart clutch. Then he tried to stop her from crying. But when he was about to touch her shoulder again with concern, not with the intention, she froze herself, distancing from him, crying as she slowly kneeled, saying the same line in panic. It's so visible how she is afraid of physical touch. Please don't tell my father, I'll do it. Her words might say do it, but her body actions are saying she can't. He doesn't understand what he has to say or how to stop her from panicking. But he can't do it to touch her because he already understood she was afraid of his touch. Ryan, please stop crying. She doesn't stop crying, but he made her stop by saying promise. Don't worry, I won't tell your father. Promise. Please wipe your tears. She looked at him with her wet eyes. He conveyed to her through eye contact, nodding his head. I won't tell your father. You can trust me. But why are you crying? Did I scare you that much? She couldn't open up about her disorder, but when he knew, making himself lighter to hers, equally placing his hand on his heart, it conveyed something to her, which was enough for her to say, I'm your husband. I need to take responsibility for everything that belongs to you now. We need to respect each other, not hiding anything. If you trust me, tell me whatever you're scared of. I'll understand kindly. I have genophobia. I'm scared of being physically close to someone. So I told my father I can't get married because I'm afraid of sex. But my father forcefully made me agree to marry you. When he got to know about her genophobia disorder, he couldn't understand it. He couldn't remember clearly as he was feeling like he had heard it somewhere before, but he held his forehead with his left hand, looking at the floor, trying to recall this disorder. That's when his brain sharpened, giving him the reminder of what genophobia actually is. I'm sorry, why? She looked up at him, wondering why he was saying sorry when she felt she was the one who should apologize. I should have realized it. Why were you avoiding getting close when I was trying to? But if I had known about your disorder, I swear I wouldn't have tried this. I'm feeling guilty. He guiltily lowered his head, regretting why he tried to get close to her. She wondered so much. She thought he wouldn't understand her like her father and would ignore her. But I'm sorry, I didn't think you would understand me. I misunderstood you. I promise you again, Ryan. I won't touch or bother for physical touch. Let's take as much time as you want, okay? Ryan couldn't respond as she was too stunned by how kind he was towards her. If you want, I'll take you to therapy too, only if you are comfortable. And I'll support you. It's not your plan to hide it. I respect your will. Thanks for understanding. Tears rolled in her eyes. Don't mention it. Get up, let's have dinner. Did you make dinner for both of us? Of course I made it. Come on, let's have it before it turns cold. She nodded. When she woke up, she was slightly confused. A blanket covered her body, and she remembered she didn't take the blanket last night. Then she confusingly turned back and found there were pillows between him and her. And he was still sleeping with his back facing her, which made her smile. She smiled at the fact that he had seriously put pillows between them. Understanding, she realized that he must have covered her with the blanket after she fell asleep. And he even took pillows too. Smiling, she got off the bed without making a noise. Went to the bathroom. So from that day onwards, Day and she had been sleeping in the same room but hadn't been physically intimate with each other. He continues to learn her visit therapy from a lady therapist and treats her with much patience, respect, affection and gentleness, which made her develop feelings for him, trust him and naturally win her over. Time skips, it's been many months, almost since the marriage, and Day hasn't bothered or asked her for intimate touch, even though she was already feeling comfortable under him and had changed so much compared to before. She was setting something in Day's closet, then suddenly she felt Day hovering over her from behind, but not letting his body touch her as he searched for his shirt. Water droplets from his hair were falling on her, sending chills through her entire body as her heart beat faster. She peeked at him while his gaze remained fixed on the closet. "When did you see my white shirt?" he asked, but didn't get an answer from his wife. Then suddenly his eyes shifted to her, who was speaking on him, and found their breathing exchanging with each other. She could hear her heart pounding. Then she broke her gaze, looked at the closet when she couldn't control it. "I'll wait downstairs. Get ready and come down quickly." He smiled at her from behind, immediately took a shirt, hurriedly putting it on before walking away. After he left, she looked back slowly, smiled slightly, wiping away the water droplets on her shoulders